My name is Mariantonietta Varamo. I'm a former bartender. I've been like the first female bartender at the Duke's Bar in London. Yeah, I worked in places like the Hyatt Regency in Marble Arch. And I started bartending when I was 15. Yeah, it's been quite a long journey.
What is one of the bizarre things that comes to your mind that a guest has said? I'm sure there are many, but just one or two that comes to your mind.
Well, one of the most bizarre things has been like, that was many years ago. Could you ask your male colleague to come and take the order for us? And I was like, okay. This is kind of, yes, the most awkward thing.
What's your pick on which are going to be top 3 fastest growing category for 2023 when it comes to spirits?
Still gin is one of the top. Rome is trying to catch up, but still it gets a little bit of difficulties. And I think it's followed very closely by tequila. They're really trying to push themselves very much, even though the production of tequila is not is way more complex than the production of gin and rum, literally because the growing the agave and the plant and maturing the plant is a long process compared to gin or rum, definitely.
London, right? So give us like 3 super good deals where you can find for happy hours, where people can go after work. For cocktails. Probably
B@1 could be one of those. Mm-hmm. I think still the Dirty Martini is still kind of a good one.
What about Speakeasy Bar? One or two that comes to mind, which literally is hard to find. One or two that you recommend people can visit?
Absolutely. So the first one is the Cahoots. It's a must go. It's in Kingly Court. It's very high market. It's a top cocktail, top qualities, and top. Like the bartenders that are working there are really picked and select, and it's an amazing place. Another one, which is a quirky one, is still the Opium, which is in Chinatown. Mm-hmm. A little bit it's got a very tiny opium kind of things written on the door. It's very hard to find, but it's still got some quirkiness.
What's your go-to suggest drink for a customer that just says, hey, you pick a drink for me, you suggest? What do you normally suggest?
I wouldn't suggest anything unless I don't know the customer. So the first question is to know, what do you feel to drink today? What do you usually drink? Those are the key questions to ask to the customer, because so upon those, for example, if a customer is let's say I usually drink whiskey-based cocktails, okay? So you can either you need to try to understand what is flavor profile. Does he want a sour? So does he like a sweet drink, or does he like a dry drink? A drier one could be a Manhattan. Can he manage to handle an old-fashioned? So it depends mainly by the customer that you got in front of you. So this is the toughest question that a bartender can have.
What about defining a good bartender? Who's a good bartender to you?
A good bartender is the one who speaks with the customer, who's asking a question to the guest, basically. So the one who try to understand who is in front of him. And then adapt his service, his cocktail making, his speaking, and way of working to that specific guest. So this is a good bartender. Of course, you need to have bartending skills.
Tips on running a successful bar, 3 or 4 things that come to your mind, which really makes a bar successful.
Well, you need to understand who is your audience, first of all. So based on that, you can create your bar idea and the cocktail list. Having a great team, so having bartenders, barbacks, waiters. So the team is key, and also not thinking that you have arrived yet. Yes, you need to always have that hunger of learning and implementing your knowledge, yours and the one of your team.